Greetings! Apologies for the dreadful audio. I just don't have time to set up a fancy mic, so I'm just using the camera audio. So I'm going to show you how to disable Intel's onboard graphics on an HP laptop. I don't think you can do this on others. I haven't checked, but Alienware doesn't let you do this. Most Dells probably won't. So this is HP specific. And the reason you'd want to do this is because you've spent an absolute fortune to put a Quadro or a GeForce card into your laptop, and you don't want any risk. Oh, hi, you can see me in the reflection. And you don't want any risk of it using Intel's onboard CPU graphics. Why the hell, in what world would you want to? So when you right click on desktop, you should see Intel graphics settings. You'll see Nvidia control panel, and what we've been led to believe is that within the Nvidia control panel, all you need to do is change the preferred graphics processor to the high performance Nvidia processor. And also, if you want to go into your individual program settings like Autodesk Inventor, 3D CAD, and change that to use the high performance Nvidia processor, and that's all you need to do. When you fire up that program, it will use the onboard discrete card. Apologies if the screen's a bit dark. I've done all that I can. I've got a massive, huge light hanging over it, and the screen's as bright as it gets. So if it's a bit dimmed out and out of focus, as best I can do. I don't want to run screen recording software on the laptop either, because it'll skew the results, as the screen recording software hogs CPU resource. Right, so we'll fire up Inventor Bench, which is a kind of synthetic, kind of not test, and you can see here, hopefully you can see here on the camera, that it says the graphics card is the Intel UHD graphics. Now, we're not really 100% sure if that's just this tool reporting on the fact that that exists in the machine, but Inventor's actually using the Quadro. We just don't know. It's not something that you can really ever confirm. So if we just do a quick graphics test to measure the performance of what Inventor's actually kicking out right now, and right now this is all we've got. This is it. This is everything that you can do within Windows to try and make sure you've done the right thing. You've set everything to be Quadro. Inventor is being told to use Quadro. So this should be it. This should be the best that it gets. But there's always that doubt in your mind. So what I'll do is run a quick test, and then we'll compare this with what we get once we've disabled it. So it's a bit of a strange reading. It's reading it in hertz, but it's as close to FPS as damn it. So 150, 156 and 62 for the tests. They're actually not terrible scores. The onboard graphics aren't shocking. So I'll use Windows's snatch and sketch snip, whatever the hell it's called, the new Windows 10 snipping tool, and we'll drop that onto the desktop as HD score, onboard graphics score, and then we'll disable the onboard graphics. Right, so that's just a quick benchmark. This is the bit that you're interested in, is how you turn it off. What you want to do, if you haven't already uninstalled all HP's bloatware, you want to go to the HP website and go to the graphics area for your laptop and download the HP Performance Advisor. Right, it's this thing here. Open that up, and don't do this if you're not comfortable with editing BIOS settings, because that's what we're doing. We're editing the BIOS from within Windows, and especially if you've got an IT guy who might kick off if you do this. We need to wait for these options here to go white. Hit scan on the computer, and there we are. Right, so you're going to go into your computer, BIOS settings, wait for this area to populate here. You want to go into Advanced, GFX, and then you want to change these settings here. At the moment, I think this is the default. Graphics is set to auto, and we've got a video memory size. You could probably increase that and get a bit of a boost for how much VRAM the onboard graphics uses, but why would you want to? I've got a Quadro P5200 in here. It's the most powerful graphics card you can put in a laptop ever. Why the hell would I want to just tickle the bloody onboard graphics? No, just disable it all by changing this setting here. Forced to run discrete only mode. Thank you very much, HP. That should be on by default. So we want to enable that, shut that down, and then you need to do a reboot. So I'm going to restart the computer, and then we'll pick this up once it's rebooted. Right, and we're back in. After it's rebooted, you want to wait probably about 2 or 3 minutes for it to reinitialize the driver. It does, if it flashes a few times, it changes the resolution, and you want to wait for Nvidia control panel to appear back on the right-click menu on the desktop. That takes a couple of minutes, and then once you go into there, you'll see that there's no more option here to set the preferred graphics processor, because Intel's onboard CPU graphics are now completely disabled. So what we'll do is we'll fire up Inventor, and then we'll see what we're going to get now after it says it's using the Quadro. It should be listed as well in the synthetic benchmark tool that the onboard graphics is being completely disabled, and well done to HP for letting us do this. As annoying as it is that it's not default, it's good that they let us do this. So we're going to turn these two settings off, just do a quick graphics test, and it should be immediately obvious from how smooth it is on screen that it's a lot quicker. And I'm expecting somewhere close to, possibly, actually the way that's going, I'm expecting probably 200 plus, maybe 205, and then that looks like it's still going to be roughly 60 to 70. So we'll see what this comes up as. 208, 214, and a 71. So that is a huge increase from what we were getting with what we thought was the laptop using onboard graphics, which was 150, 156, and 62. It's a massive, massive improvement. And it's just annoying. It is annoying because we used the Nvidia control panel and we said use the Quadro, and clearly it's not. Inventor's still being bottlenecked from the onboard graphics. Although the graphics card doesn't really contribute too much to this score, the onboard graphics is causing a bottleneck. So why would you not want to just turn it off completely when you've paid an absolute fortune to put a high-end Quadro or a high-end GeForce into your laptop? So that's how you do it in the Performance Advisor. When you go back into here, well, that's it done. If that's all you need to know, thanks very much. See you later. But once you've enabled that setting, you should see that all the options for onboard graphics have gone. So we'll go back into your computer BIOS settings, back into the GFX area, which was advanced GFX, and it should just say forced to run in discrete only mode, and that's it. No more onboard graphics options, no more trace of that. The only negative that I've found so far with turning off the onboard graphics is that you don't get the hotkey support anymore for changing screen brightness, but you can just go into display settings and then toggle the screen brightness with this if you want, or just let the ambient light sensor toggle the graphics for you. There you go, that's how you do it. It should be on by default. Whether you can do this on other laptops, I don't know, but have a dive around, have a little tickle in your settings to see if you can find anything that looks remotely like it disables the onboard or puts it into discrete only mode, and then see what you can find. There you go. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodle.